Newell joining us, and wow, it's winter here.
Yes, it is summer down in Panama, where I just got back from.
I can't wait to hear about that.
5 days ago, it was really something different.
And that's a new kind of destination to go to.
A new kind of destination, and that's kind of what I look for. I like going back to the same place when you find something you really love, but whether it's a new resort or a new destination altogether, I think you should change it up a little bit. Right. So that's what this I'm going to talk a little bit about today. Whether, like I say, a new destination, a new spot to discover in the favorite area that you travel to on a regular basis, always good to try something new. And just like you, I wanted to try something new, and I just got back from Panama, as I said earlier. I loved it. It's not just a canal destination, definitely impressive and worth a visit. Really great place to stay. One of the things that I liked about this is that I could have a 5-star resort, Lynn, but I could also do the tours. Thus my tattoo. I don't know if anyone can see this. Probably very, very light. Right here. We did an Embera Indian Village tour, went to go see the rainforest. We also did a canal tour, a city tour. And I don't think it's a destination you just go and hang out at the beach.
Right.
You really have to experience it. And the Cosmopolitan city, I actually thought I was flying into somewhere like Shanghai or Miami. It's a massive city, much bigger than I expected. We actually have a deal for it. It's departing on March the 13th. It's air and 7 nights in a 4-star beachfront all-inclusive resort for $9.99. Now, the next is Cayo, Santa Maria, Cuba. It's another spectacular destination. It's off the beaten path a bit. A lot of people head to Varadero, Cuba. This was originally an island, and the Cuban government spent a fortune and also 10 years connecting it to the mainland. And they built a series of huge roads that float right across the sea.
Really?
So getting there is amazing, over 30 kilometers. But the big draw is this, the white sand beaches and the endless turquoise water. And there is a deal. This season, direct flights to Cayo, Santa Maria. We had them about 3 years ago. They're back, and there's a number of great deals, including this one. February 21st, air and 7 nights in a 4-star beachfront all-inclusive for $8.99. Now, I know a lot of people have already discovered Oahu, but you can be one of the first to stay in a new Disney resort called Aulani. It's located in Ko-Olina, which is a new resort area there. There's only 2 resorts, but it's up and coming. Now, Aulani is a family-friendly alternative to busier Waikiki. Not your typical Disney resort, though. It's designed with traditional Hawaiian culture in mind. It's spread over 21 acres, something for everyone. There's a mile-long beach, lagoons to snorkel in, water park, kids club, spa, and you can take your family April 14th, including air from Bellingham. Now, I found it expensive to stay there for a full 7 nights, so broke it up. 3 nights at Aulani, and then 4 nights at a less expensive but still great hotel in Waikiki. Adults $14.99, kids 17 and under, $4.99. And something a little bit different, a place a lot of people have headed to, Puerto Vallarta, but the Occidental Grand Nuevo in Puerto Vallarta has gone through a massive remodeling and located on the largest stretch of beach in Nuevo Vallarta, which is what I like. This new and improved luxury resort is the perfect place to get away from it all. Great deal February 27th, including air and 7 nights in a 4.5-star all-inclusive resort for $7.49. Also, another place a lot of people have headed to is Las Vegas. But the new area is where the Cosmopolitan, the Varadero, a couple of other places are. Cosmopolitan is one that I really like. Lots of glitz, lots of glamour. You can stop in there if you don't actually stay there. There's this really cool 3-story chandelier lounge. Of course, I had to have a drink there. It must be the largest chandelier I have ever seen and probably ever made. This Cosmopolitan Resort is located on the west side of the Strip, next to the Bellagio. They've got rooms that open air terraces, great views of the Dancing Fountain and the Eiffel Tower over at Paris. Here's the deal. Air from Bellingham, I found it cheaper. 3 nights at the Cosmopolitan. You can do this in March and April for $4.99.
Wow.
So just a few choices for something a little bit new.
Okay.
And improved to try.
Sounds great. And we have a few people on the phones this morning, so we're going to take a couple of calls. That's okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Scott on the line from Oliver. Good morning, Scott.
Well, good morning and Happy New Year if it's not too late.
It's never too late.
No.
Anyway, I just caught last week you were talking about travel insurance. Now, I was thinking of going to Europe next year. Now, if I took the Euro plan, right, you're going from country to country, and I was just trying to find out which would be the best company to go through for that. I'm going to hang up and listen to your response.
All right. Thanks for that, Scott. He's talking. Did you hear him?
I couldn't hear him.
Okay. He's looking for the best company to go through for the Euro plan when he goes to Europe next year for travel insurance.
Okay, that's a really good question. A couple of things that you should check before you actually purchase travel insurance, and that is your credit card, because you may actually have coverage through that. The other is your work policy, if in fact you have one. I am a big fan of getting extra travel insurance. I have it all when I go. I have it through work, have it through my credit card, and I buy a separate policy. I don't want people to overinsure themselves, so I just want to make sure people are covered properly. For extra insurance, you can actually buy it through your credit card. You may be able to buy it through your bank. Any travel agency that is registered with BPCPA, which is the governing body, is one that I would recommend looking for. There's a lot of good insurance out there. Just make sure you read the fine print and get the amount of coverage you need for you and your family. Good question, Scott.
All right, good. Anita on the line this morning from Kamloops. Good morning, Anita.
Good morning, ladies. How are you?
Very well, yeah. Can you hear Anita?
Yes, I
okay,
can hear
good.
her.
Okay. I just have a really quick question. I'm looking at taking my family of 4, and my 2 kids are teenagers, 19 and 13, on a southern vacation, specifically during my daughter's university break. And I'm kind of overwhelmed by the different locations and wanting to know where you think the best location is in Mexico or the Dominican that would offer good value and excursions.
Okay, good question. Now, for those people who don't know, University Reading Week is usually in the middle of February. It's one of those time periods that actually sell out to a lot of popular destinations before they ever go on sale. Some of the hot spots that I would recommend if you've got teenagers, which is always the key because you want them to have a good time as well as yourselves, Puerto Vallarta and Los Cabos, not far from here. Really good value because they're on the Pacific coast of Mexico. If you can spend a little bit more, the Riviera Maya, which is on the other side of Mexico. In the Dominican Republic, I like Punta Cana. I think the beaches are fantastic, and there are some great deals to be had. In fact, Punta Cana is one of those little gems where you can often find spectacular deals. And I would do an all-inclusive as a mom. And having kids that are 10 and 12, I don't really want to make beds. I don't want to be shelling out $5 every time they want a pop or an ice cream cone. And it just makes for a little bit easier vacation for you as a mom.
All right, thanks, Anita. Bill on the line this morning from Chilliwack. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm sure it's very snowy where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit on the ground, that's for sure.
Yeah. You have a question for Claire?
Yes, I do. Just in the beginning, planning stages of booking a trip to Disneyland with my wife and 2 children. And I'm just wondering if it's a better value to do it myself through the Internet or to actually get a travel representative to book it through me through a company.
Good question. You know, one of the things that I find is that a lot of people think that they can do it on their own, and some people are very good at it and very savvy. But if you don't have a lot of time and you don't have a lot of experience, it may be worth getting a travel agent to actually look at it. And you can do both and compare and see which one offers you better value. One thing I can recommend, though, to save a little bit of money, staying off property rather than staying at a Disney resort, although they are fantastic resorts, it will save you some money. And make sure that you buy a Disney Flex passport that allows you to get into both Disneyland and California Adventure before you go. If you buy it actually at the door, it will cost you so much more money. And to get that deal for the Flex Pass, you have to buy it before you get there, and you have to do it here in Canada. A travel agent will be able to do that, or you can maybe do that somewhere online. But I have had a lot of people not be able to do that. So at least enlist somebody to help you get that.
All right. Great. Good advice. Thanks, Claire. Wow,
Thanks.
Busy morning with you. Thanks so much. Welcome back. Glad you had a good time.
Have a really great time in Hawaii.
Thank you so much. Of course, if you wanted to see any of Claire's best bets, because we don't have time for any today, you can go to travelbestbets.com and check those out. If you have a question for one of our Ask an Expert guests, you can email it to weekendnews@globaltv.com.